Imagine this. The best pasta sauce you have ever tasted sits abandoned on a plate. Wasted sauce. That is a tragedy. If only you had used Barilla al Bronzo pasta. Its bronze-cut texture holds your sauce and scoops up every last drop. The Italians call that scarpetta. Capture sauce the Italian way. Barilla al Bronzo. Click or tap the banner to find out more.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit lifelock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
My name is Lily, and I've had hidradenitis suppurativa, HS, for years. I finally found some relief since taking Cosentyx. Relief means I can show up more.
Cosentyx secukinumab is prescribed for adults with moderate to severe hidradenitis suppurativa, HS. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur. Learn more at 1-844-COSENTYX or Cosentyx.com.
Ask your dermatologist about Cosentyx.
Episode 7. The Church of Lost Knights. 3 heroes, dots on the multiversal stage, motes of dust swirling amongst the greater deeds of gods. Inconsequential breaths, floating across cosmic winds. No bodies. But everybody is someone to somebody. Be careful, girls. Gods are watching. Welcome back to Girls Who Don't D&D. I am your Dungeon Master, Cory, and with me again are the Girls Who Don't D&D. They are...
Freya, Indy.
Every time. Every time.
I don't know what to do.
Just say Brindy.
So much pressure. All right, take 2. I'm Indy and I'm playing Freya.
Stacey, I play Kaa'Riin.
I'm Alana, I'm playing Morrigan.
This is our first time all back together in quite a while, and our first time together since we started gathering a little bit of an audience. And so excited are we that you've been kind enough to join us on this fantastical wandering that we've been putting together, that we've decided to do a little shout out to the different people who are helping us along the way. I'll start. I can't even pronounce this one, but to Yupeng... That's what it says, Yupeng. Thank you so much for your lovely review, and a shout out to your kids as well. I hope you're still listening. As any D&D dad will tell you, the dream is to play a game with your own kids, and to have played any role in helping you do that is an extraordinary thing for us. Thank you for sharing that with us. Ladies, who would you like to say hey to?
I want to say hey to Nate Bateman. You have a great Instagram account with all this food. It looks great.
That's pretty much
We're
it.
stalking all of our
By the way.
followers.
Just stalking people and looking at their food.
But thank you very much for following along with us, and we hope you enjoy.
I would like to shout out Cory Brown Arts. It looks like you are an artist and you are very talented. You've done some really cool fantasy-based art, which is awesome. And I've chosen you because you are one of the people that liked our most recent post. So I hope you're enjoying listening.
Nice. You know, I think I'm actually named after Cory Brown. There's a character on TV was called Cory Brown.
Oh.
And my mum decided that's who I would be named after. My dad worked on the docks in Newcastle, and he liked all the American ships that were coming in town. And at the time, there was an American ship here. And the 2 names that my dad liked from the people on board were Randy and another guy called Buck. My name was nearly Randy Buck. So when we get to the part where people go, "What's your porn name?" I was like, "What's my actual name?"
Randy Buck.
Randy
My
Buck.
parents chose it for me.
International plumber.
Okay, so my shout-out's been Missy Dupop. Just so I can say Missy Dupop. It just sounds good. Missy Dupop.
That's it.
Thank you for writing to us, Missy Dupop.
I like Missy Dupop. It's
I like
a good name.
Missy Dupop too.
Now, with our game interrupted by a global pandemic, you probably know that our heroes were about to be hit by an avalanche, one they simply could not avoid for plot reasons. But there was no way I was going to let them off the hook for the dilemma they had caused themselves as they escaped the heart of the mountain. So for the first time in quite a while, are you ready to play?
So
Yes.
ready.
Then let's do this.
It's just 3 girls, a dragon, and a handful of dice. Some guys telling stories, I'm sure they'll be nice. There will be monsters, and magic, and fire and ice. But it's mostly 3 girls, a dragon, and dice.
When we left our heroes, they were dragging themselves to safety from the spider-infested caves beneath the land of Kaa'Riin. They'd fought spiders, survived raging spectral waters, met a giant snail, and scrambled to freedom through a deep scar in the mountain. Except for Morrigan, who still dangles from a thin thread of spider silk lowered by Kaa'Riin, who is still in her spider form. It was an excellent plan, completely thwarting the many spiders who didn't even notice them pass, but with one minor flaw.
I don't like spiders.
That was the flaw. Freya hates spiders.
In real life too.
To remedy that concern, Morrigan thoughtfully disguised Kaa'Riin's spider form through a simple illusion. She made her look like Freya's dad. Subsequently, Freya confidently climbed to her freedom, but then the illusion faded, and Freya watched as her father transformed into a giant spider.
Holy fucking shit.
And she has drawn her mysterious sword, the Sword of Deception, ready to strike. But that is not their only concern. The snow covering the mountain has been shaken loose by the echoes of a violent memory that tore through Kaa'Riin's mind, one that recalled the last days of a god and the fears, terrors, and motivations of her son, Tal Dornis. Not Kaa'Riin's son, the son of the god.
Wait, what?
The mountain and like the shot through the heart thing. And you're to blame.
You give love a bad name.
If anybody else just wanting to get hit by the avalanche, it's just me, isn't it? I'm just, okay. Of course, there's a huge wall of ice roaring toward them. Ladies, what would you like to do? How are you going to get out of this mess?
How close am I to the opening? Because I'm like dangling right now. Is Freya out?
Freya's out and has pulled her sword out and is standing next to a giant spider, which just happens to have a very thin thread dangling from
Am
the
I
back
close
of
enough to use Misty Step?
it. No.
So I don't know who the spider is at this point, do I?
No, just a spider. And you've just been surrounded by horrible spiders.
Well, I could just send a message to you and be like, Freya, it's Kaa'Riin, calm down. Friend. And I'm going to send a message to Kaa'Riin. Kaa'Riin, you might want to take a step back. She doesn't know it's you.
And I'm going, are you fucking sure? Are you really fucking sure? Because I'm going to kill her.
All right, let's see. Roll a d20 and we're going to do a wisdom check.
Oh,
It's a 20, isn't it?
I'm a little excited.
What did you just roll?
I just rolled a d20.
What number did you roll on the d20?
Sorry. A 20.
A natural 20.
That's good.
Wow. Okay, that's spectacular. Okay, yes. Somehow, through all the haze and all the horrors and everything like that, the dice have just saved you.
They have.
And you think, Kaa'Riin, she turns into spiders all the time. It's probably just one of those. All right.
Pull me
New
up,
problem.
girls.
New problem. Yes, you've still got someone hanging over the edge.
As they're ignoring me, I just start climbing up the rope. Clearly, I'm on my own. I have to be the adult here. That's fine.
How strong is this rope? It's about to snap.
Screw you.
Well, I heard they're trying to make ropes out of spider silk now because it's the strongest thing in the world. In the whole world.
In all the universe, probably.
Yes.
Multiverse, even.
Please don't check the facts on anything we say on this show.
If you're here for facts, you're at the wrong podcast.
Your problem currently is that there are two of you standing above on this snow field, halfway up a mountain, and one of you is not. What are you going to do?
Pull the other one up.
All right, we need some strength to
All
do
right.
that. Some strength text would be good.
7 minus 1, 6.
And was utterly useless.
Yes, weakling.
Do I have to roll to see how well I'm going climbing up
No,
this
you're
thing?
just hanging on. Hang on. The stuff's reasonably sticky.
Whee!
Kaa'Riin, would you like to do anything this evening?
They seem like they got it.
I mean, you can probably just start walking forward because I'm attached to your butt.
Alana,
Is that where webs come from?
you play your turn, I'll play my turn.
Okay, sorry.
And I feel like you got this.
Okay, sorry.
I came up with this on my own.
Okay.
I'm going to walk forward
Yeah.
with my 8 sassy legs. I'm going to strut on out of there. Hey, can spiders bring their web back up through their butt, or can they only release?
I'm going to say you probably didn't need to. You could probably just start walking forward. In fact, I've got a fairly good feeling that if this avalanche hits you hard enough, you're going to pull her out of that hole awfully quickly.
Oh, okay.
Won't feel good.
While Kaa'Riin is walking, I'm pretending to pull because I'm so weak. I'm not doing a thing.
Yeah. Don't worry, I got it. You're welcome.
Thanks, girls.
This massive wall of ice and snow is about to barrel into you. Kaa'Riin has decided to stay in her spider form, which I love. I'm sure many spiders, giant spiders particularly, have handled quite a few avalanches. You are still attached to her.
Yeah, but I'm like a really big spider.
Yeah. So it might even help you a little bit.
Yeah, well, if you stay holding onto the web, we're all going to be together still.
Yeah, we'll just get on the back of that.
I'm going to scurry.
In a dank cell in a distant land, Harkon jolted upright, knocking over plates and partially eaten meals. Gruel splashed against the dusty floor. "Kuzo," he said, his voice appearing in the goblin's mind. "I need you to change my tattoo back. Change everyone's." Nearby, Dutch and Lute slept in uncomfortable positions against the rock floor. Dutch with his head rested upon his hat. Lute, wrapped in the Leonan's heavy coat. The sudden movement woke them. "What's the problem?" whispered Dutch, as he gauged the look in Harkon's eyes. "She needs us," said the druid. "I feel it. We've wasted too much time here trying to glean answers from Dornus. He's smug, but he's no fool. He's not saying anything new. He just likes having us here." It was true. The magician, normally lost in his obsession to return his family to their godly positions, enjoyed the idea that he had trapped his nemesis in animal forms, part owl, part bear. The idea amused him. He would visit from time to gloat. Kuzo worked quickly, desperately trying to recall the old design. "I hope I get this right," he said, as Harkon's voice faded from their minds. And then faded back in, first into Dutch's mind, then Kuzo's. "I'm sorry," said Kuzo. "I still can't risk the procedure on the boy. He's too young." "Then you will both need to pass my messages on," said Harkon. "He is our only chance of escape. Now, Dutch, when the followers of Dornus return to feed us more of this slop, I need you to attack me. There needs to be blood, so tear deep across my ribs, old friend. Don't hold back. I'll need to be close to death. And then, when they can see it, have the boy heal the wound. That should get some attention. There are few who can resist such magic, and Dornus is not among them." Beyond the cell, footsteps approached. "Close your eyes and cover your ears, Lute," said Dutch. He looked Harkon in the eyes and said, "No time to waste." Dutch raked his claws across the owlbear's body, and blood poured freely.
Hey guys, have you heard of Goldbelly? It's this amazing site where they ship the most iconic, famous foods from restaurants across the country, anywhere, nationwide. I've never found a more perfect gift than food. They ship Chicago deep dish pizza, New York bagels, Maine lobster rolls, and even Ina Garten's famous cakes. So if you're looking for a gift for the food lover in your life, head to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code GIFT.
Choice Hotels get you more for your money so you can maximize any road trip. Like these road trippers making waffles and eating fresh fruit in their natural habitat. The breakfast area at a Comfort Inn. I just love seeing a vacation maximized in the wild. Check into more. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Have you ever wondered why we call French fries? Or why something is the greatest thing since sliced bread? There are answers to those questions. Everything Everywhere Daily is a podcast for curious people who want to learn more about the world around them. Every day, you'll learn something new about things you never knew you didn't know. Subjects include history, science, geography, mathematics, and culture. If you're a curious person and want to learn more about the world you live in, just subscribe to Everything Everywhere Daily wherever you cast your pod.
The wall of snow rumbling towards you is inevitable, like a plot device somebody wrote 3 months ago. Just saying, that's when I wrote this bit. There is no way around it, no way under it, no way through it. It slams into each of you, hurts you a fair bit, and hurls you down the mountain, tumbling, whirling, falling, dying. Oxygen is beyond your gasps, and you each begin to fade in and out of consciousness. You wake to the sounds of snow being flung aside, digging, but not with a shovel, hands clawing. We're going to roll here to see who is going to be dug out first. And this may not seem important, but whoever's left behind may struggle to live. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing that in there. May
I
struggle
feel
to
like
live.
Spider should get out first because aren't you cold-blooded at the moment?
My spider has some sweet skills.
Ooh.
Definitely.
That I may not have taken into consideration when in fact, I don't think our puppet master took into consideration.
I gave you the card with all the things on it.
Well, if you had remembered, you would remember that it says very clearly, immune to snow.
It's not saying immune to snow.
It says that.
Pass me this damn card so I can tell you what's wrong with you.
Immune to snow.
Immune to snow. More or less.
More or less.
Does it say more or less?
It might as well, because it definitely doesn't say immune to snow.
It says I can climb difficult surfaces.
Yes, when you're not buried by them. Everyone needs to roll me a d20, and the highest number will be the one getting dragged free.
Indy, what's it say?
14.
Thank you.
7 on me.
20.
A 20.
20.
Morrigan, you are pulled free from the snow.
That's me gasping for air because you said we were.
Oh, good. That's some serious acting.
Thank you. She's committed.
Okay, so here is how this next section is going to work. I have a small grid in front of me. Don't know about anybody else, but that was the sound of fun happening.
Having the best time. We haven't played in 3 months.
Hate it when things happen.
A challenge.
Morrigan, there's your sheet now. I have a small grid in front of me. It is a search grid. Across the top are the letters A to E, and down the side is numbered 1 to 4. Morrigan has to tell me the coordinates that you are going to dig in, and if you hit the right spot, you can start digging around other coordinates nearby to see if you can pull them free.
It's like Minecraft.
Battleship.
Yeah, battleship. You sunk my battleship.
No, not Minecraft.
I know.
Battleship.
No, the old one on the PCs first became a thing, and you only
Yeah.
had
They had a bomb.
solitaire.
It was just Minesweeper.
Minesweeper.
It was Minesweeper.
Minesweeper.
Thank you.
But this is like Battleship.
Battleship. Okay, cool.
There's someone else there, and he will continue to help.
Okay, cool.
So, if you miss,
Can I tell him where to dig?
you can, yes. If you miss, the girls who are buried deep in the snow, well, there's a spider as well, will start taking damage
Okay.
and possibly even move towards death saves.
Okay. So I get to dig somewhere, and I tell him to dig somewhere. So there's 2 points at once. B3. B3.
Oh, fuck off. You find some feet sticking out. They look a bit like Freya's feet.
Yes. Well, hold on. What shoes is she wearing?
What shoes is she wearing?
How do you know that's even Freya?
Are they Jimmy shoes?
What shoes are you wearing? You're wearing all leather, aren't you?
I think I am.
Yeah.
Well, they are
A
those.
flat heel. Yeah.
Lara Croft. It's me. Oh.
Yeah, 'cause I got
Am I out
spider
yet?
feet.
However, in the same time, Kaa'Riin, you need to roll for me. Actually, no, you can roll me a d6, and that's how much damage you'll take for being under the snow.
That's just a fucking normal dice. Can you say that from now on?
All right, fine.
I started counting edges of 7 different dice. Can you just say the normal looking one? Well, karma got me in the butt. Because it's 6.
Ooh, 6 more hit points.
We want good low numbers.
So, next spot to dig.
Before I dig, can I send a telepathic message to Freya? Is she conscious at all?
Yes, she still is conscious under there.
Are you still holding on to the web?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
That may help you. I don't know for sure if that's going to help you or not. I'm
Also,
now drawing
Morrigan,
a line.
that is the smartest fucking thing. I found your feet. Hey, Freya. Yeah, I got your feet. You lie north or west, you reckon?
Well, I mean, if it was the other way around, and I found you first, you could just drag her out as we pull you out.
All right, yes, there is a web tied, well, to her hands, but you can't see that yet because you've only found her feet.
Okay,
Bottom
can
half.
I get an indication of how many tiles a person would be? Like, I'm now looking for, you know how, like, Battleship
Yeah, you
have...
found the bottom half of her.
So there's only 2 tiles.
That should make it reasonably easy.
Well, no.
Figure out where the top half is.
Can't you just use your fire to melt the snow around her?
You can use fire if you're risking burning your friends.
It's melting snow. Fire's not going to...
I'm in B2.
Seems fairly obvious, doesn't it?
I don't know if you were laying people diagonally or not. Fine.
Could have laid you diagonally.
Could have.
Could have.
I could have. I would never be the sort of person who'd lie about that.
All right. Freya seems pretty confident. She's telling me to just directly up. She feels like she's not upside down. And B2.
2B?
I really want to just lie. I really do. But yes, she is in B2, and you are able, with the help of this large man, able to dig Freya out. Freya's shivering. She's terribly cold. But you have managed to free Freya.
Yes, and she's still holding onto the web, yes?
She is.
So we can see a web going into the snow.
You can.
Directing us to Kaa'Riin's butt.
Yes.
Okay.
Northeast.
Okay, can you tell me which way that's going?
The web heads towards C3.
Ah, there you go. Okay, cool. Well, C3.
All right, so you're digging at C3?
That is where we're digging.
All right.
Follow the web.
You find more web.
Oh, Jesus.
She wasn't like connecting to the one small piece that was basically next to her butt.
Well, we are close.
And then D4, I would assume.
Well, you're not going to get to do that without Kaa'Riin having to roll more damage.
I was hoping you'd forget.
Pick up the square-shaped dice with the 6 numbers on it, please.
4.
All right, 4 more hit points.
Oh, shit.
What was the next one after that?
D4, I'm hoping.
Nothing.
Oh.
I don't want to say anything out of turn here, Kaa'Riin, but you should probably ask why Freya just sat up and didn't help digging. I don't want to make a big deal. I don't want to make a deal.
I don't want to
I'm
get
exhausted.
between friends.
I don't want to say anything.
But she did say she was tired.
Yeah. I didn't know.
I was so
E1.
Freya, you can dig an E1.
I'm sorry. We're over here and you're going up there.
Yeah, Freya's done
Okay,
a dig over in E1, and you find nothing.
Shock horror gasp.
Morrigan, would you?
Cold.
Wow.
Well.
Morrigan, where would you like to dig?
I am going to go D3.
Nothing. Kaa'Riin, hit me with that D6.
2.
At least I was close
doing
to
really
where
well,
you
though.
are.
Thanks,
Yeah.
hon.
What do you mean you're closer to where you don't know where she is? How do you know? You could be digging in the wrong place.
4B.
4B. Negative. Okay, where does the large man dig?
I reckon E1. E1.
We already did A1. Where else?
Did we? I missed that. Oh.
Maybe like 1A, up that top corner somewhere.
Sure. Okay.
We haven't hit that.
What about
A1.
Okay, A1. No.
Oh, sorry.
Kaa'Riin, hit me with that D6.
Really gambling with her life.
Another 6.
All right. One of mine's going to be C2.
I'm going to go C1.
2 more misses.
You're joking. This is BS.
Battleship is not called BS.
It's code for bullshit, Cory.
Kaa'Riin, can you roll me another D6? How many are you down to?
She has quite a few hit points.
6. I'm down to 6. 6 and I'm dead.
All right, so
Goodbye, everybody.
What is bad
Oh my
news for
God.
you? Kaa'Riin, who was probably a bit bigger when she was a spider, has now transformed back into being a person, so will be a little bit harder to find there. She's a bit smaller. But, Kaa'Riin, good news is you return back into you with all your normal hit points, so you have a truckload of hit points.
Cory, if you didn't want me to play anymore, you could have asked.
You weren't reading your messages. Sent you a message. We're really playing on Saturday night.
Wow, we've hit like everything apart from Kaa'Riin. Is she even here?
There is no more snow except for this one suspiciously Kaa'Riin-shaped pile.
Go with your gut.
Yeah, and every time I do, she gets closer to death. D2?
D2, you find some legs.
Oh, thank God.
That's where I was.
You were in B3 and B2.
And is she upright?
You can see which way the legs are going, and unless they're broken.
Okay, so D1.
D1, you have freed Kaa'Riin.
Oh, thank
Kaa'Riin
Frig.
suddenly gasps for
Okay.
air as she gets loose. I thought there was no chance you'd really actually get close to dying. But when you guys play Battleship, you suck.
Yeah, that does suck.
And it's not like that was a huge grid either.
No.
I was like, oh, you're only 3 turns away from fixing this, and you guys went, is there an A5? Can we go out of the grid? Think outside the box for a
I
second.
don't think it was you guys. I think it was definitely Morrigan.
As soon as you said Morrigan's got this all wrapped up, that was when she started going, no, I do not. But you got her out, and that's
That was
important.
definitely me. Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
When Freya and Kaa'Riin step up from the avalanche, they both look a bit pale, like they've been through something that maybe perhaps Morrigan hasn't been.
You guys okay?
Bacon's my world. Yes, girl. Get a girl. My daughter.
Strange that they would send me here for you.
Hark, you say. What a beautiful name.
Find him.
No. You're going to be safe.
So fragile.
You can trust me. Complete happiness. Complete happiness. Go with daddy. Go with daddy. You can trust me.
I have a way to save them all. You really think you can escape me?
I'm going to fix this.
I'd follow you anywhere. Follow you anywhere. Follow you.
I really want to show you this.
Okay.
Quick, grab my hand. We're just going to jump. And he's gone. Oh, no. That's really bad.
But I won't give them up. They're just kids. Brave, sweet boy. It's not just you I want. Children of the Night Guild. And you can bring them to me. Painless. And don't forget to wear the mask.
Morrigan, you see Kaa'Riin and Freya staring off into the darkness, 1,000-yard stare, barely moving. But enough about them. What happened to you, Morrigan?
I didn't get an episode. I thought of everything that I can't control. I need to help my people, but I don't even know who my people are. The towers are collapsing, but we don't know who the assassins are. I thought about the girls that are with me who are underneath all this ice with me, and I just had to get them out, because if we'd stuck together, maybe we could get through this together.
That all sounds really good, but do you know what actually happened to you?
Nothing.
Not a single memory. Everything was black.
Fine. I give my one good speech of this game and I get nothing.
You know what? That fine sounded very much like a fuck you. It did. I felt it. I felt the ripples. Next to you, there is this large man. He's a priest. You can probably tell that reasonably quickly because of his robes, although he is also armoured.
Wait, we kill people in robes.
But not like
last
every
person that
single time.
I don't know. If Morrigan wants to kill someone in a robe, I'm going to kill someone in a robe.
He stands up exhausted from digging. He walks over to a pile of snow resting against a building and drags Freya's signpost. He shakes the ice loose and tries to place the post back in the ground. You read the name and discover you're in the village of Kaa'Riin's Fall.
Because we fell. No?
The town itself is pretty dark. There are no lights on. Certainly none of those magical lights like when you first got to Bellison and the city was lit by magic. There are no people moving around. The buildings are aged and not well looked after. Effectively, the place looks close to abandoned.
Book.
Wait, we'll use the book.
Okay, let's see what happens when you talk to the book Stucker gave you.
Hi, I'm Elsie, and I'm the voice of the Hitchhiker's Guide to Kaa'Riin. Please state the precise name of your destination.
Kaa'Riin's Fall.
Welcome to Kaa'Riin's Fall. Here they started with a church at the base of a mountain. Before even a single home or hut had taken hold, a spacious yet humble church began to form. Stones dragged from the quarry by all manner of means and all manner of men grew from all God's good ground. They blessed the soil, whatever that means, consecrated an altar of polished rock, I don't know what that means either, and raised their hands and prayers to whomever would look down upon them. Yet, in the village, no graces were returned, the soils yielded no crops, the farms employed few, and instead, the mountains beyond beckoned. As mines grew deeper, pockets followed. As beautiful as they are, the ranges protect few things of value. Those who found their way deeper swore the tunnels and caverns breathed life, but no great wealth was ever uncovered. Just distant sounds manipulating hope into myth. New gods were called upon, but again, the church remained silent. And as quickly as the village had grown, it fell. Now the buildings and farms sit in various stages of constant decay, except for a church that serves a silent God, but still stands tall and proud and clean and strong, surrounded by the failures of prayers. Gods do not always need prayer. Some require sacrifice. So don't forget to bring a chicken.
Well, Elsie nailed it. Is that her actual name?
Yep.
Great name.
Thank you, Elsie.
Thanks, Elsie.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll get Elsie back for many more guides to Kaa'Riin.
Yeah.
And just a reminder, anybody, as a listener, you can be one of our voices. You just find our website and email us and we'll see what we can do.
Yes.
All right, the priest is now walking away from you, and ahead of him you see a notice board, and it's almost buried as well by the snow. Everyone give me a perception check.
8. I don't know.
Add your
much.
perception.
Oh,
Don't forget.
Yeah.
18.
Okay, Morrigan, what was yours?
I was trying to see what my plus was, but my plus is 0, so it's 4 in total.
You can see, or Kaa'Riin can see, there's a few posters on it, and you can see the word wanted. And as you start to look at it, you can start to notice the top of Freya's head. It looks like Freya. You can't see all of it though because it's buried in the snow. "It's cold," says the priest. "I'll make you something warm to drink." And then he starts to walk towards the only building in the village that has light coming from within. What would you like to do?
I'll be in a minute. Yeah, so that's my verbal direction. But my actual movement is I'm going to start digging at that snow to see who is on that wanted poster.
As you are digging into the ice, you start noticing this poster, and it says, "Wanted for grand theft." And there's a picture of a short sword and a particularly accurate drawing of Freya. And there is a 500 gold piece reward attached to her capture.
Is that all I'm worth?
Well, in this situation, that's pretty good money.
500?
Yeah, do you have 500 gold in your world? It's not dollar coins. It's not. As you dig out the first one, you notice there's a second one. It has a picture of Kaa'Riin on it.
Oh, we're all there.
Wanted for murder.
Oh,
And there's a picture of the mayor when he still had both hands. And there's a 500 gold piece reward for that as well.
She then gets the mayor's hand out of her bag and uses that to dig out the rest of it.
There are multiple other posters on there. It looks like they get updated fairly frequently. They are a little old, these ones. These ones looks like they're a bit tattered. There's a few others you don't recognize those. But then you see one that looks neater, tidier, on better paper. Wanted for treason. Execute on sight. It has been ripped in half, so it's difficult to see exactly how accurate the sketch is, or even what the actual crime is. There is a mention of reward for gems, but it's unclear how much or where they should be taken.
I turn around and telepathically ask Kaa'Riin, "Are you okay? What's going on?"
We are all wanted for some serious crap. Freya for theft, although
that's kind of
I think
expected.
we kind of expect that. Me for murder, because like honestly, I think you and I both know that mayor had it coming. Like we were trying to save the town. And you for treason. Treason.
And the girls go, "Where's Freya?" And she's robbing the church.
She's robbing the collection plate. We're like, fuck Freya! God damn it.
Treason. That's why I'm beheaded in the town. Treason's bad.
There is also an aged and lightly torn notice about the Bellison mayor's funeral, which appears to have been held about 6 months ago.
Oh my god, we've been in that mountain forever.
Ah.
How'd you pick that up?
Well, like we went straight from the tower to the mountain, and then we saw the sun and the moon like spiraling past when we looked up. I was really hoping that in the meantime was actually passing quickly. Stupidly. But 6 months, like we just
that's
did that.
fast. Why did it speed it up?
It's a very good question.
Gravity.
Oh, God.
Physics and wormholes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't. Hold on. I got a logistical question here. So it didn't feel like 6 months for us, but 6 months passed outside of the mountain. The souls that are in the mountain they say they've been dead for 200 years. Has it been much longer than 200 years?
400, they say.
Sorry, 400. Has it been much longer than 400 years then if time passes so differently in there? Oh my god, and the same for the snail. Oh my god, what if his wife is dead? What if she's forgotten about him?
All good questions that I'm not going to answer. Alongside the posters, there are other ads, of course, things for a dwarven jeweler. There's a very tattered poster for a local shenanigans. And
Good
another one for something called the Cirque du Soleil. but you can't quite make that one out either because it's still a bit buried. So is the shenanigans one, to be honest.
Okay, I'm actually curious about the dwarf and jeweler one.
When you touch it, it speaks. It says what is written on the page. So, come one, come all. There are spectacular prizes and discounts available at Gregor's Dwarven Jewelers.
Yeah, so you needed more enthusiasm there to really sell that.
Come one, come all to Gregor's Dwarven Jewelers. You'll find great discounts here.
I knew you could do it. That's good.
Yeah, but now I've used the whole voice. I don't have much range.
Can I touch shenanigans?
Yeah, and when you do it, it plays the shenanigans song.
Oh, shenanigans, Irish pub. It's a place that we just made up.
Oh, I'm touching my wanted poster. I'm touching my wanted poster.
It still says the same thing I said to you before, but basically, yours is a voice, a strong male voice, who sounds like he's in charge of things, wanted for treason, that sort of voice. If you touch the other two, for example, they don't sound like they're spoken by the same person. So they've been issued by different people.
Okay. I'm going to touch a circus one. It looks pretty.
And when you touch that one, it almost springs to life.
Hi folks, my name is Stuart and I play the wondrous Anna of the Cirque du Soleil. Ladies and gentlemen, come one, come all to the Cirque du Soleil, Cali's most magnificent circus event. I, Alastair Gonales Alejandro, the greatest showman of all, entreat thee to find thy path to the tabernacle of inspired imagination, the stage of intense intoxication, the theatre of impractical instigation, the Cirque du Soleil. Marvel at the majestic magic of the mighty mystique, master of the multiverse. Learn your future through the indisputable powers of Madame Hirsute, the world's only psychic bearded lady. And of course, feed the first wonder of the cosmos, the extraordinary, the wondrous, the superlative, colossal snail of questionable chronology, the encapsulated escargot of calendric mischievity, the sole remaining slug of temporal temperament. So come one, come all, not once, not twice, but thrice, to the greatest show in history, Cirque du Soleil.
I hate that place. They're holding the snail captive.
Lady snail.
Yeah. We've got to go to the Cirque du Soleil.
We're leaving immediately.
I mean, I'm also I very much want to go help the snail lady, but I also want to know if we can get information from the priest about the lighthouses. Like, are we in a worse position than we were?
Will he know who we are?
Will he care?
Yeah, we're not that bad. And we're easy on the eye.
Look, I love your enthusiasm, Kaa'Riin, but you have suffered the most damage out of all of us, and you could really use a rest, because if we're going to go to some crazy circus...
I have some berries.
It is also in the middle of the night, whether that means anything. You don't know where you are yet.
There could be spiders out there.
We could at least maybe get a map from the priest to help us navigate to the circus.
You and your ingenious ideas.
And he's got hot chocolates.
I could do a hot chocolate.
And I say, ooh, yum! Hot chocolate!
Hot chocolate! We all start chanting, hot chocolate!
Yeah. Yum! Oh, get out of that
very cold.
I'm gonna just casually take the staff of many pieces out of Kaa'Riin's backpack while we're walking and following this guy. I'm right behind you girls, just wanted to be armed, that's all.
Can I make one suggestion?
That we get the white marshmallows, because I think the pink are too sweet.
Yes, and maybe the mini ones, not the big ones.
Good idea.
The mini marshmallows.
Marshmallows? Okay. As you head into the church, the priest is standing near three drinks. He's obviously got his own already, but 3 hot chocolates, and they have marshmallows in them. He doesn't. He's a bit too manly for that. And he gestures to the pews as he takes a seat. What do you want to do?
I'm just going to sit down.
Yeah, have a bit of a rest and a chat. And say, where are the people?
He seems reasonably nervous about speaking. He doesn't want to make a big deal out of the fact that there's no one around, but he says, in time they all come back. In time they'll return. Give me a perception check, each of you.
8.
10.
+1.
13.
Morrigan, he does seem to be fair and honest. You think he's telling the truth. Like when he's talking to you, he looks kindly. Morrigan, you notice in this quite delightful looking church that has sandstone walls and humble but religious icons. It's not gaudy, it's not gold, but there's a lectern. There are stained glass windows alongside with events symbolised in them. The priest himself he's a big man, barrel-chested, and it looks like he's covered in this bright armour. He has kind of a weary smile, but he does have that comforting presence. Morrigan, you notice something else embedded in his armour. It's a gem, similar to the ones you've seen before, a little smaller. It sits across his heart, and every now and then it glows softly for a moment. And you see the priest recoil just a little slightly when it does that, as though it's doing something to him.
My name is Father Robert Saint-Denis, humble guide for the believers of many gods.
And his teeth grit for a moment when he says it.
Regardless of your denomination, I would help your prayers find eternal ears when there was a congregation.
You notice his hands are torn up a little bit from digging through the snow, and they do seem to be bothering him. He looks at them, takes another sip from the glass, and you notice his hands start to heal. But he wraps them anyway. He wraps them in a little cloth, and he whispers a small prayer as he does so. Is anyone having a drink?
I'm going to scull it.
Does it like a shot.
Bang.
Yeah.
Yep, when you do that, you add 8 hit points.
Woohoo!
Something in it might be my fact that I may be royal tells me not to drink things that people serve me.
It's a good reason. I like that. I'd be surprised if Kaa'Riin didn't feel like some, but...
Yeah, so I'm coming with both hands. And I'm like... And then I'm swallowing it, and then I'm just like, on my cheek.
7 hit points returned for you. Morrigan, not even sniffing it?
No.
Okay, so you get none. Father Robert rises and walks over to a thick wooden door to the side of his altar, and he says,
Please, take my room. It is humble. There are blankets and the floor is straw. But you will be warm.
Thanks.
Freya's tired. She's like, boom, straight in
Shoes
there.
off, belly flops.
I go to sleep and I robbed this joint an hour ago.
You're like, there's
I'm
nothing...
getting weighed down.
You're like, there's nothing interesting in this room. Maybe the good stuff's held off back. All right, Freya goes straight out there. That seems good. Kaa'Riin?
Yeah, I'm very tired.
Okay, Freya, Kaa'Riin, in there. What would you like to do?
I'm in a meditative state when I sleep, right? So
Yeah,
okay.
you only have to do a 4-hour sleep to get your long rest if that's what you plan to do here.
Can I sleep sitting up in front of the girls so that if anything does happen, I'll wake up first?
Well, I guess you'd be closer to the door. You haven't been in the room yet to see if there's any other things like windows or anything.
Okay, so I go into the room and I roll for perception. I'm not going to just conk out in a strange space. Really? 15.
The room's much like you said. It is very humble. It does seem to have, sadly, between the lot of you, there is only a single-sized mattress. Although he's a bigger sort of guy, so you could probably fit 2 of you on there. Someone else is probably going to have to wing it and go. Freya's already sprawled out across the entire mattress.
Night, guys.
Just snoring away.
Is there a door that closes?
Yeah, the one he opened to get into the room. There's no other room. It's like I think they're called like a rectory or something, like a little side room that they sort of live in.
It's where they keep the wine.
As the priest shuts the door behind you, you hear a little bit of a clinking noise and it slams closed. And Freya, you were already passed out. I mean, you should be passing out because you were drugged, but it turns out you were just tired. Kaa'Riin, you are feeling a bit lightheaded. And I want to make this very clear. The drugs were not in the actual drink. They were in the marshmallows. Because you made me put them in there. And Morrigan, you're fine. You didn't touch anything at all, but you, of course, went through an avalanche just a few minutes ago, so you may already be a bit weary. You do hear something a bit unusual as the priest walks away. It almost seems like you hear him say, "I'm so sorry." Now, in this world, there is an unusual side effect of nearly dying. The near-death experience some of you have had makes the connection between the living world and the spiritual world behave a bit differently. It brings them closer together. Your tattoos use a magical connection to the conduits of the spiritual world to allow you to all speak telepathically. Nearly dying enhances this so that the limitations applied by the distances are completely removed. You can be almost anywhere. As you stir in this sleep, a vision of some of the people connected to your tattoo network becomes clear, and you can talk to one of them, but very briefly. They are quite likely to be someone from your near-death experience. Now, Kaa'Riin, you see before your eyes Harkon. You see your husband, whose name is Sakosh. We didn't talk about that before, but his name is Sakosh. And the face of a man you've never seen before, a long face, bald and intense eyes.
I want the mystery box.
You want to talk to him?
Yeah, what's his deal?
Is that your question to me? Hey, long face guy, what's your deal?
You got but like...
He went full Seinfeld. What is the deal?
With mystery characters. It's more out of intrigue. Okay, no, you're right. That's a bad decision.
No, I think they're all good decisions.
It's just
the worst one is, I think the husband, probably the weakest of them all, because he's got less to offer you in a way.
Well, because I was going to be like, all I know is that he ran away to a mountain. He's a spirit now in some living water. So I don't know what he's going to do for me. But
the assumption being that he's alive, that's good.
Yeah, but he can't help me get him out. I think someone else could. If they could help people get them out, they'd be out.
Yes, that's true. That makes some sense.
You know what I mean? Like, I think this is an external job.
Yeah.
We've got to outsource this one.
It's almost like in the vision now, I've got these three faces and he just slowly steps back. He's like, she's right, I'm out of this one already.
That's why she's always been the leader of the village and I have been the stay-at-home dad. Not that they're not both equally important roles, I'm just saying.
Yes.
We're working to our skills. He was a great husband and father. You know, and you don't know this, but he made me bacon every morning.
Aww.
A kilo of bacon. It was much
you
more
really
than you
undersold it there. Just bacon every morning.
He probably cleaned up after all the meat accidents that would have occurred. There was a lot of meat drinking.
And he was a really good dad, but he's no good to me at the moment. Harkon.
He fades further back.
He grabs Zen by the shoulders, like, come on, honey, you don't need to hear this.
I can tell you really quickly, you can't talk to Zen because Zen hasn't got a tattoo yet. She's not come of age. It's
I would never have let her.
No, it's like having a mobile phone. She's too young. She's too
that's why I only let her get the pink streak in her hair, not the whole thing. Harkon, I think, I wasn't even sure he was alive.
The fact that you can see him means that gives you a better chance of thinking he must still be alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Or one of the spirits just like Sakosh.
Yeah, exactly. But then mystery guy...
Who
wants to hear from the mystery guy? Girls, come on.
Yeah, I'm here.
We want to hear from the mystery guy.
Ask away.
Okay, so...
Remember, there's a limited time. I didn't want to make that sound like it was an ad, but...
And for a limited time only...
You can talk to one crazy, weird spirit guy.
You just tell me everything that you would like to tell me and that I should know. Okay?
Oh, I have very little that you need to know.
Jesus!
You're doing absolutely everything I needed you to do.
Fuck. Bad guy. Well, you win some, you lose some, don't you? Bad guy, was he... Well, I can only ask him one question, can't I?
No, he's still there.
Oh, I thought it was like a one-question deal, then he
No, it's just briefly. It's briefly. It was a very short answer. It's like a wrong number at this stage. He's about to hang up on you.
Oh, okay. Okay, so old mate, the soul feeder. I'm going to say we'll go on.
No, he doesn't have any intention of continuing what he's talking about.
Why?
He's got what he wants.
What?
He's not like a James Bond villain where he goes, sit down, Mr. Bond, and let me tell you my plans. He's like, no, just keep being you. Just be you.
Okay, well, I'm going to do the opposite of being me then. I'm going to do the opposite of everything I've been doing. I'm doing the opposite now.
He's like, whoa. Let's not get crazy. Stay off target. Don't be you. Be not you.
Everything I was doing, I'm doing the opposite now. Now that I know you want me to do it, I don't want to do it.
There's been a miscommunication. He looks quite worried now that you're not going to continue. And then it just all starts to fade away. Freya, you see your father. You see a woman you haven't seen for a long time but who looks familiar. And you see a young girl, but she doesn't look young anymore either. But you recognize her.
I know what I want to do here, and I want to talk to my dad, of course, but I've got to suss this bitch out.
Wait, is that Minty bitch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Show me the Minty bitch.
The girl that you can see is the girl who pushed you from the tower. She is a little bit older now, but she's very recognizable. And she is looking directly at you. And all she says is,
I should have, killed you the last time.
Oh, the suspense.
How many characters narrate their own suspense?
Why did you push me?
Why did I push you? Because you had something I wanted and didn't deserve. And it's mine now.
A family.
Oh, I had a family.
Bitch. Are we related?
There's no way my blood and your blood have ever crossed paths.
Can I stab her through my nightmare?
Can I stab her through my nightmare? All right, you're going to sleep stab.
Sneak attack, Indy, sneak attack!
Sneak attack.
It's a good thing you didn't share the bed.
All right. Freya, for whatever reason, decides to suddenly grab the sword of deception and stab into her memory. And when she does that, suddenly the sword vibrates in your hand.
Hi, I'm Sam, and I'm playing the Sword of Deception.
Hi, I'm Simon, and I play Lieutenant Mentic.
It's embarrassing, really. I have one purpose in life. Just one. To slice. Technically to kill, but just slicing would be enough. But no, I'm all locked up, here, in a glass display, polished clean twice a day. Visitors few, but always nobles keen to catch a glimpse. But not of me, no. They were here to see the necklace. What a waste. I'm sure it had never killed anyone. And then there was you, little urchin, child of the streets. How many nights had you found a new way into this guarded room? How many nights had you hidden behind that heavy curtain, peering out, watching me, thinking of a way to steal me? And oh, how I longed to be free. But each night you left empty-handed, fearful of reprisal from she who would wear the necklace. But tonight you moved too slow, little one. Tonight, she is here first. She enters, floating as though her feet need not touch the floor. Her caramel curls float with her. She wears the necklace. A bodyguard, a lieutenant, I think, removes it and places it, and it's 5 gems behind the glass.
Princess Morrigan, you looked beautiful tonight.
You will need to stop calling me that soon, Lieutenant.
Yes, my queen.
Oh, enough. There's no need to be sycophantic.
Now, I may be little more than your average extraordinary talking sword, but even I could tell there was a need. She had changed. From this perspective, trapped behind walls of glass, I blamed puberty, but there was something else too.
So, Lieutenant, or perhaps Captain, is it done?
It is, but I'm not sure why the king and queen...
Because I am the queen, and they are just the parents of a spoilt little girl. The ritual begins at midnight. Have them prepared for...
And that was the moment you suddenly decided to get brave. Perhaps you didn't see them? Perhaps you were too caught up in the moment to hear them, but your timing could not have been worse. It was not the time to be brave, but it was awfully nice to be free again.
Intruder! Guards! To the treasury!
And suddenly you find yourself awake and you're holding the sword of deception against Morrigan's throat.
Oh! What are you doing?
The sword is fighting you at this stage. It's like trying to lean you towards Morrigan.
Oh, crap.
Jesus Christ.
It wants me to kill Morrigan.
It seems as though it recognizes her.
Ooh. No. So I'm going to take a step back.
Last time we leveled up, I had changed spells, and I now have the command spell, and I'm going to use that to tell her to drop, which will make her drop whatever she's holding.
Okay, Freya. Morrigan is going to command you to drop the sword. So you will be making a wisdom save, which means you roll your d20 and add your wisdom modifier. Normally you'd want to beat or equal this roll, which is 14. But in this situation...
That's good. 11. 10.
All right, you do actually drop the sword.
Okay.
This episode is brought to you by SelectQuote. Life insurance can have a huge impact on our family's future. With SelectQuote, getting covered with the right policy for you is simple and affordable. SelectQuote's licensed insurance agents will tailor your experience to find a life insurance policy for your needs in as little as 15 minutes. And SelectQuote partners with carriers that provide policies for many conditions. SelectQuote. They shop, you save. Go to selectquote.com/SpotifyPod today to get started.
Welcome to the I Can't Sleep podcast with Benjamin Boster. If you're tired of sleepless nights, you'll love the I Can't Sleep podcast. I help quiet your mind by reading random articles from across the web to bore you to sleep with my soothing voice. Each episode provides enough interesting content to hold your attention, and then your mind lets you drift off. Find it wherever you get your podcasts. That's I Can't Sleep with Benjamin Boster.
I'm Alan Sisto, the man of the West here at the Prancing Pony Podcast.
And I'm Sean Marchese, the real-life Lord of the Mark.
Every week here at the Prancing Pony Podcast, along with Sean or other co-hosts, I explore the works of J.R.R. Tolkien, author of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, bringing along lots of pop culture references, plenty of nerd humor, and the occasional bad pun.
It's just a couple of friends hanging out at the pub talking about our favorite books. We cover just a few pages every episode, reading important sections of the books and having a chat about what we've read.
Now, we do a ton of research for each episode so that we can bring as much background information to our conversation as possible. We do all the heavy reading, so you don't have to.
It's a great way for first-time readers to learn the basics of Tolkien's world, while for Middle-earth veterans, it's a deep dive into their favorite stories.
Now, the Tolkien fandom is like no other, so we spend time in the community giving talks at Tolkien events, recording live episodes, and hanging out with our listeners on Discord to engage with our audience every chance we get.
So if you're ready to dive into the most beloved world in fantasy literature
and become a part of a vibrant, active community of listeners,
then look for the Prancing Pony Podcast wherever you listen.
Okay, I'm going to sweep her legs out from underneath her, kick her sword away, and ask her, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Whoa. That wasn't me. I was just in a bad dream where some minty bitch tried to tell me that she had power over me, and I just thought I would be able to slash her down in my nightmare. Turns out I couldn't, because I woke up when I was doing that to you. I was on your throat with the sword. But you pushed the sword out of my hand.
But let me justify this for you.
It wasn't me. But you dropped the sword out of my hand before I could ask it what it was actually trying to do.
What do you mean, ask your sword what it was trying to do?
Oh, it just, it doesn't, it talks to me through my head.
Hold on, wait, sorry. Does your
crazy.
sword not talk to you?
I don't have a sword.
Do you have a dagger? Do you have something?
I got nothing. I got my broken staff.
Oh, you got stick of many pieces? It says nothing.
Yeah. Why have you come for me? You're closer to Kaa'Riin.
Oh, I don't think my sword likes you very much. It had this weird memory where you, I think, were not a nice person in it. And when I stole it, it had a bad feeling about you. But it's the sword, not me. Let's just be clear about that.
But you want to pick up the murderous sword.
I want to ask it. I'm intrigued. So if I pick this up again, is it going to just...
It's not so powerful. I mean, you were in a bit of a dazed state. It's not so powerful that you can't control it when you pick it up.
Is Kaa'Riin awake?
I'm drugged. I'm out of here.
You're not as drugged as Freya was, so you could be just sitting there watching this with one eye open.
You've gone, not worth it.
Yeah, no, I've decided this ain't my fight. I'm just gonna.
Right. Okay.
Like, honestly, oh God, I tumbled down an avalanche. I don't have the time for your bullshit. So I'm just gonna stay sleeping.
I want it on record. This is the second time you've gone, no, you guys have got this.
I just want to hear it out. Like, let's just see how this goes.
Okay, well then do you mind being in between me and Freya while she talks to her murderous sword?
All right, so I'm just gonna grunt. I'm like, oh God, what is up with you two? I'm trying to sleep. We are exhausted. And I'm gonna put my hand on Morrigan's lovely chest. Push her
longer than she should have, awkwardly.
Look in her eyes a little too long. I'm holding Freya by the wrist just because I feel like
she's on the ground. I knocked
her
her down.
Oh, okay. Well, my foot's on her then.
I love that.
Foot's on her then.
Now I'm a little attracted to Kaa'Riin.
And I'm just going to talk it out. Use your words, ladies. That's my leadership coming through. Freya, hun, doesn't look that good from where I'm standing. But if you are having the same dreams I'm having, which we'll unpack later because this is your moment, there's probably a reason for this. So we're going to use our big girl words and you're just going to unpack the situation. Furthermore, Freya, by the way, the spider thing. Okay, we need to talk about that real quickly. Every time I turn to a spider to save your ass, you start freaking out. I'm going to need you to not. So when I turn to a big giant spider, I'm going to do a twerk with my spider booty. And you're going to know that that's me.
Okay,
I just want to get that off my chest.
No, that's
okay.
good.
Yeah,
Communication.
Because you're too panicked to use our telepathy. So if I start doing a little twerk, spiders don't do that. You know it's me. All good. Okay.
I like that.
Morrigan, are you ready to listen to with open ears and an open heart?
Yes, but she comes up with that knife and I'm burning my way out this door.
Fair. My foot's on her, so we're fine. Okay.
Kaa'Riin, after somehow making this about herself, adds...
What did you say to me right now?
I started something. I started something. Open that Pandora's box. Boom. See what happens. Freya, how would you respond?
I'm going to grab the sword and I'm going to say, what are you doing?
What's your deal?
What's going
You're
on
not
here?
making me look good.
The sword this time doesn't seem to be as urgent about the killing, the potential killing, but it doesn't respond.
What? I'm going to shake it.
Knock it against the wall.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
I told you it can be a little bit temperamental.
I'll caress it.
That's just awkward. Oh yeah. Don't you like?
The sword just starts purring.
Yeah, this is not.
Give me a minute, girls. Well, I don't know what to do now. Okay, I swear it wasn't me. Just you got to trust me on this. When it does stop having the shits, I will ask it then.
Okay, so you're saying you've just had a nightmare of some kind, and you've also had a nightmare?
Oh, girls, nightmares galore. But I figured it was just residue from the mushrooms and what was the other drugs we had?
Sniffle shade.
I'm starting to think now that there's some merit to these things. It feels very, very real.
I'm sorry. Real how?
Real in the way that I am over 400 years old. You're not going to believe by looking at me.
No.
Yeah, well, wait for this banger. Also a mother. Does this... Right.
You have a child?
I have a child and she's adorable.
Where is she?
Well, she's dead or trapped, I'm not sure. And I'm devastated, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot going on right now and I'm not actually sure
You've
where
had
she
a couple
is.
centuries to process it.
There's a lot to unpack.
So I'm figuring that if I'm having these dreams, which I'm going to now call memories, Freya is also having these memories.
You guys are starting to remember something?
Are you not remembering
Little
anything?
things.
I've got nothing. I've got literally nothing. I've got the hint that maybe apparently I committed treason.
And that makes sense with what my sword is trying to tell me or attack you.
You're justifying it again. So what I'm saying is I was doing the right thing by trying to kill you.
My sword knew what was up.
But why now? As opposed to all that other time we've been together.
Excellent question. This is a sword that you have had for quite some time now. You did go back and find it when you were sent back by the Nine Lives Guild. And you used that same sword. We would know now that you used that sword a while back. You killed a man in your story about how you learned to do that remarkable thing called sneak attack. Once it is attuned, the sword can create an illusion of itself, attacking from a different angle, which will grant you advantage for the attack. This may allow you to sneak attack, even when you are looking at someone straight in the eye. This can only happen once per long rest. But that would explain why so often you thought, I'll just attack this person. You've been used to using this sword.
You wrote it in her story.
I knew
it was
that was
always
going to
part
happen.
of the story. Maybe this is why you've been doing it in such a strange way, is because the sword has actually not been there to help you understand how to do a sneak attack. But you back in that time, you killed a man, you saved Jorda. That was the young boy who was being, or the young man, I guess you could say, who was being held up by the sausage-fingered man.
Mm-hmm.
So you've had this sword for quite some time. Back then, it had a special connection with you, and we call it in D&D attunement. You are attuned with your sword. And while it's taken a while to recognize you again, you are now attuned to your sword, and now you can understand it, it can speak to you, and it has some other special abilities.
Ah. So in that memory just then, I stole the sword.
Yeah.
But I could see, the sword could see Morrigan come in with jewels.
This sword can see. It is what we call a sentient sword. It is alive.
So it's good because we can get some memories from it.
Yep, you can ask it questions.
Like that one. How does it communicate with me? Like through my mind?
It is through your mind, but you must be holding it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can't just put it in a room and go, hey, you're on guard, right? You watch out and let me know if anything happens.
Yeah.
It is one you need to be holding.
So Freya will open honest conversation. What did your sword say?
Oh, my sword said that you changed.
Changed in the way that you change?
No, like your attitude changed. So that might be the causing of the treason.
Right. So I'm a bad person.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I was kind of thinking it. I mean,
The high pitch level of that was next level. That was like Mariah. She's about to release a Christmas album.
Hey, the season is coming.
If the post is correct and there's a sword apparently that is out to get me so bad that it'll make you try to kill me, I'm not sure I want to remember. By the way, ladies, you mentioned drugs. What drugs have you guys taken recently?
it's been a really hard week. I feel like, and you know what? I feel like you're projecting a lot of judgment right now. and I thought this is a safe space.
In theory, I'd say treason's a far worse crime than drug use. I mean...
And I just nod knowingly, like, raise my eyebrows.
I was trying to get you guys an opportunity to say that you thought you'd been drugged by the priest. Because I don't know this.
Oh, yeah, right.
But they are defensive of their drug use.
I'm just staying true to my character.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
And honestly, if the priest had told me they were drugged marshmallows, I would have ate them willingly.
Fair enough. In the interest of honest communication, we are locked in this room. I figured you guys were too exhausted to travel anyway. The door is wooden, so I figured we could get out of here at any point.
Yeah, and I could just rage out if I needed to.
Yeah. So I let you guys sleep, and clearly you needed it because you've now recovered some of your memories.
But not that many hit points. One of the problems is you didn't get a long rest because you were disrupted, so you got a short rest. Now, a short rest works differently. You have a certain number of hit dice you can choose to roll, and they can replenish some of your hit points. So somewhere in your character sheet, it tells you how many hit dice you can roll. You can choose how many you roll. You've got a certain amount you can pick from. You choose how many of those you want to roll, and they can push your hit points further back up. But that's not as helpful when you want to replenish your spells, for example. So after that short rest, Freya, how many dice did you use? How many hit dice?
I had 21 hit points. I rolled a 3 plus 2, so I'm going to take that to 26.
Alrighty. Morrigan, how did you go? You didn't really get a short rest in that one.
No, so I'm just sticking with my 14 hit points.
Fair enough. And Kaa'Riin, what are you doing?
Why did I panic when you asked me this question? I think I just got overwhelmed with the rules.
You have up to 3 dice to choose from.
Oh, okay, yeah. I could have rolled 3 dice, 3 d8s. I chose to roll 1 because I'm already pretty good with my hit points. So I've got 3, already had 20, so that's taking me up to 23.
Nice. Do you want to have a quick discussion about what you want to do next?
I want to go stab that priest.
What?
Why? He drugged us. Wait, didn't you say
Is that the sword talking? Your sword.
It's a sword. It's a sword.
The
It wasn't me that I
does
want
love
to stab
to
the
be
priest.
stabby.
Well, we've got to get out of here, obviously.
I don't know. Did we have some questions about priest?
Yeah.
Like, at least some questions. Like, maybe not stab him, Freya. I know you love a good stabby
We'll threaten
stab.
though. We'll threaten him.
Definitely give off the vibe that we're going to. But we should have some questions to him. He did lure us into a church and drug us, right? Like that.
He drugged you?
I mean, I assumed when I fell asleep.
We know what it feels like.
Yeah, I was very lightheaded and dizzy, and I was like, well, I didn't take any of my autumn root or stipple shade, so something's in this hot chocolate.
I thought you guys were just exhausted. I'm so sorry.
I was tired, but I think definitely got drugged.
Well, yeah, then we're definitely talking to this priest.
We're talking to the priest.
How are we going to get out of here?
Fire. Wood door.
I think that's cool.
Or
Except
rage.
How small is this room? Like, are we going to cook too?
No, you should be okay if you want to try and set this thing alight, but it would take a long time for it to burn.
Can I just,
you'd probably be better off bashing the damn
Axing
thing out.
it? Can I just grab my little axe?
And then you can light it on fire.
You do start hearing something from outside the room. It's almost like there's whooshing noises and winds and so forth, and you hear a voice saying,
"Hide not from your duty. You gave your word. You took the oath. Submit to the gods of old."
Is this guy from the mountain?
Is that the
We
priest?
don't know, you're out.
Perception check! Perception check!
I figured there was some kind of weird religion, like...
Natural 20!
You're going to use a natural...
Natural 20!
Sorry, hold on. I want to get in on this.
All right, let's have a look.
20!
Oh,
Take
what?
a photo. And now we know everything. The end.
This is sick.
That's insane.
Sometimes, though, when we do perception checks and we roll it well, we kind of get a lot more information than just a yes or no.
I wish I had more to give you. There was no more information this side.
I can't believe we just did this.
The only information I've got to give you is that, yes, it does sound very much like the priest's voice, although much more intense and upset. The whooshing sounds is almost like a scream, like a howl coming out of that room, and it does get louder.
A howl?
Howling, yeah.
Oh, I was like...
Yeah, me
Well,
too.
not a dog, like you know,
a werewolf.
You've heard howling before. I will give you this. You know what?
in the
320s, you heard the howls like this before when you were inside the mountain, yeah. Same sort of noises.
Should we just break out of the room now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had enough.
All right.
I think you should go into your rage.
Yeah,
though.
I was going to rage out and axe
Yeah.
down the door. Can you, I don't know if you have this ability, and I would, if I had fire, this is what I would do, but I would strut out and I'd actually throw a fireball back without even looking. You know what I mean? Like
the room that we just came out of.
Yeah, and just like...
So like in a movie when they walk in front of the explosion.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, like they light the match and they throw it back.
Are you going to walk in slow motion even though he won't notice what that... He'll be like, why are they walking in slow motion?
Well, it will just make us feel really cool.
And then while you two are doing that, I will go and sneak attack on him. This is the only time I've thought ahead.
Okay, Kaa'Riin, when you're in a rage, you get advantage on strength checks and on attacks. So you can choose to just charge the door if you want with a shoulder or hit it with the axe. Either way, you're going to be rolling 20s, but one of those will give you a slight more advantage, I think. So
I'm going to use my axe because I feel like it's been a while since she's come out.
yeah, sounds good. 2d20. Give me the highest.
Damn it. It's a 7 is the highest.
You used up all the juju, didn't you?
We used it all. Yeah, we did.
I mean, it's a door. It's not going anywhere, but it doesn't smash entirely open in one go. But the axe...
But I'm raging.
Yeah. You're still angry. You can hit it again. You can hit it again. In fact, at this stage, it's just going to be how long it takes you to get through. But that is important to what's happening outside. So give me another 220s, and we'll see how long it takes you. Just keep rolling till you hit something good.
6, 5. Guys, keep rolling. 20. There we go.
Again?
Yeah.
The
straight
third
through.
hit goes straight through and gives you enough room to actually step through awkwardly. It's not like, it just splinters. You've got to sort of step through and make your way through, and you can't all walk through together.
Kaa'Riin doesn't do anything awkwardly.
Managed to make a hole in it. It's still actually locked. You just can go through the hole gracefully. Who's going first?
Roll initiative. No, I'm just saying that to act like I know rules.
Who wants to step through the hole in the door
Well, if you
first?
want me to do the fireball behind
You need to
us
go last.
Yeah.
Indy's probably still in there, like, before it gets burnt down, like, collecting all the silver.
Yeah.
She's gone back to bed, I think.
And the wine.
We'll need this later.
I think Kaa'Riin should go first, and then I'm going to sneak out, and then Morrigan is going to walk out last and throw that big-ass fireball.
Well, yeah, I'm going to use my firebolt, which is a cantrip, so it won't cost me a spell.
Yep.
And just set the door ablaze as we, walk out.
Somehow he doesn't even notice your cool slow-mo walking. Perhaps because of all the carnage happening in his church. As you step back into the church now, you can see Father Denis. He stands between the pews and says, "This is not your place." Almost quietly this time, though. It's almost lost amongst the noise of the room. Howling winds, and you can now see dark souls swinging around, 4 or 5 of them. He's not looking at you, he's looking at them. His robes are flowing and they're swinging around him. They're a little tight in some places. He's not that small.
What's not that small?
What did I say? What did you hear?
You always say things that we hear that you...
His robes are flowing tight in some places. He's not that small.
And then Indy just kind of looked at me and I was like...
All right. I'm glad I didn't read the next bit.
What was it?
And he quickly starts swinging. So, before that, though, Robert is holding a rather substantial mace in his hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because not every scene starts with the plumber arriving. Or
What's a mace?
It's slang for penis. As you walk into the room, can I get everyone to roll another perception check?
Mine's 16 plus 0.
Excellent.
I rolled a 10.
Kaa'Riin.
I rolled a 15 plus 2, 17.
Both good rolls. I'd say both good rolls because Freya, yours isn't. But Morrigan and Kaa'Riin, you notice the gem above Priest's heart. It glows. But this time you notice something different. There's a crack in its surface. All right, the gem has a little crack in it and the light glints off it in a different way. Now, Robert is swinging this huge mace around and you can hear him, "Follow your oath." And it almost seems like he's like an aggressive sound when he says it. But that noise seems furthest from your mind as you trace the screams and wails and shrieks to swooping wraiths or ghosts or something that is hurling themselves around this hallowed ground. It was dark when you entered, but you did notice that there was light dazzling light shining through these towering stained glass windows around the edges of the room. And if you had time to notice, you'd see a strange portal on the altar, a swirling cloud of grey sucking the air towards a deep void. But you don't have time. Roll initiative.
5.
14 plus 1.
2 plus 3, 5.
The priest will be going first, and he is swinging towards these things that are flying around. That's a 9 plus 7. Yes, he hits it. Oh, damn. So he hits for 15 damage and slices straight through one, destroys it, and vanishes into thin air. It is Kaa'Riin's turn next.
Yeah. I recognise these guys. They were very upset when I killed one of them the last time. So I might just go have a chat.
Was this in the mountain?
Yeah, girls, remember the mountain?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I was hiding under a rock. I was a rock?
You were a rock, and I threw my sweet axe through them, and then they were a little devastated about it. So I think I'm connected to these
your
things.
family?
Look, just in case that's Zen, I'm going to have to go over and say something.
I will say one thing is very different about them. Last time they were a pale white, but there's something about their colour.
Are they the same?
More of a grey. They're still the same. They look exactly the same.
And the priest said, you're not following your duties.
Yeah, and their oath. They've broken some kind of oath.
One major difference is you can't hear their voices. Last time
I could hear them.
They were talking to you. These ones don't show any interest in you at all.
Okay, so they're not my people.
They're not trying to get to you.
Are they going for the priest?
They're going for the priest.
Not even trying to go for the priest.
What are they going for?
It looks as though they're trying to get past the priest.
They're trying to get to the room because
portal.
Morrigan. Oh, the portal. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
So much going on. Is it really going to harm us if they go through the portal? Let's let them go and then we'll jump in after them.
Should we go through the portal?
Yeah, girls, we'll go through the portal.
Yeah.
Just like the mystery guest, I can't deny a mystery portal.
Oh. Kaa'Riin, would you like to try and go through the portal?
But yeah, like only with like the tip of my axe first. Like I'm going to suss it
Just
out.
going to put the axe
Just put
through.
the toe in.
There are dungeon masters around the world right now whose jaws have just left their face and walked away with that suggestion.
The portal had only once before been touched by the living, and nearly 400 years had since passed. Then, a war had raged beyond the sanctity of this church. Mighty armies, immeasurable death. The souls of the dead had pooled together across the bleak battlefield like a grey fog. They drifted through the entrance of the church, noticed by 2 warriors, but sent by 2 others. Dornus, the magician behind it all, stood near his general, a heavily armoured thug with dark hair that billowed from where it escaped his splattered helm. Together they watched the carnage. They watched as the battle turned against them. They watched as their army, a coordinated concoction of immoral metal, failed and fell. But strangely, Dornus appeared unaffected. He saw only souls, and many had died, enough to draw a smile from his thinly stretched skin. But then he saw the other 2 warriors. 2 of many, of course, but 2 who would cause concern. The female, a changeling he thought, followed the wisps of the newly demised as they circled the holy grounds and walked towards the darkened chapel. A tall man walked alongside, and together, closely together, they stepped within, and when the shadows allowed, Dornus followed. Inside, the portal dragged the souls to their new owner. The woman, a powerful warlock, had seen such things before. It wasn't about the battle, she said. He only wanted this. We must find where these souls go. She pushed her hand through the portal, and her brow furrowed. It must only take the dead, my love, said the man, and we do not have much time. This may not be over. When I find where they go, I will contact you. One last time. He kissed her on the neck and she realized his intentions. She turned quickly, a gasp escaping her lips, but the blood already ran swiftly from where he had driven his knife, deep into his own heart, straight through his half of their matching tattoos. He only had moments to speak. My people are gone. We both know I would have lost you as well. Edril, no, she said, but it was too late. His soul rose slowly, and she cried as it drifted through the portal.
Psst! Hey besties, listen up. I have a secret to tell you. LinkedIn now has improved the job search experience for nurses. Search by your specialty, the shifts you want to work, and the salary that you want to make. With so many employers hiring on LinkedIn, finding the perfect job is even more simplified. So don't spend months searching. Go to linkedin.com/nurses and find out why in the past year, more than 1.5 million nurses have used LinkedIn to search for their next role. That's linkedin.com/nurses.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states, and MLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Your burger is served, and this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. Its sweet profile perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger.
That is one perfect combination. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
The good news is, no, the portal doesn't suddenly whisk you away. It's not the sort of portal that would take you.
Did it take my axe though?
Nope.
Oh, is it like to another world? To a different spirit world?
This is probably something you can't figure out in the context of this moment. Great question, but one you can probably ask when the battle's
over.
What battle? No one's attacking us. They're not interested.
There's definitely something
Well,
happening.
the priest is fighting them.
Yeah,
But I
Right.
mean, he locked us in a room.
he did.
And drugged us. I mean, I think we're really overlooking
So
that.
are we fighting the priest with the ghouls?
That's pretty much your call at this stage.
Okay, maybe we should go over.
Ask him what's going on. He doesn't have that like weird creepy gem.
Hold that sword to his throat. And you're like, all right, mate, whose side are we on here? You better tell us what's going on real fast. Because we're either siding with them or we're siding with you.
Give us a reason to side with you.
Yes, give us a goddamn reason.
It's almost like he doesn't really notice that you're involved. All right. He's preoccupied with these souls, I guess we could call them, flying through the air, and it's almost like he has one purpose.
I'm actually going to go stand in front of the portal.
Yeah, technically you are already standing in front of the portal. Yeah.
Right, so I'm just going to turn around. I'm going to like hold my axe because I know that worked last time. And you're like, I'm getting really bad vibes. That something's going to happen if you go through this portal. So I'm just going to start slashing. And I'm like, girls, I'm going to yell to the girls, like, girls, I feel like they should not be going through this portal. Like, I think the priest is great. I just don't think these things are great either. I feel like we can reason with him, but we can't reason with them.
Oh, cool. We can do something called a readied action. All right, this is a new thing we haven't done yet. So a readied action is I'm preparing if they do this thing. All right, so you could be standing at a door and go, if they run out this way, I'm going to hit them. There's a couple of different combat things we haven't done. I'm sure people are starting to say, hey, you haven't done opportunity attacks and other things. We'll get to them, but this is a good one to learn right now. You can ready an action. So if one of them tries to go for the portal, you're going to swing, yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. Something you can do. Good news is one of the flying souls straight away tries to go past the priest, who gets to have an opportunity attack. If you go too close to somebody and you go past them, of course, the person gets a chance to hit you. So he gets to have a go first, and he hits, and he slices that one in two. So there's only 3 left. Another one breaks past and goes straight for you. He doesn't go as close to the priest, and he's coming straight for the portal. Give me 2d20. Pick your best. This is your attack roll, so add your attack roll to it.
2 7s, both +5.
You just love rolling them 12s, don't you?
I love them. It's a solid C.
Good news is a 12 is good enough in this situation, so now you can roll some damage against this one.
Which is a 9 +3, so it's 12.
And you slice straight through that one as well. It becomes pretty clear they're not particularly strong. In saying that, it is now Morrigan's turn, and Morrigan, you notice that through those stained glass windows in the side,
Oh yeah.
more of them start coming through. 2
Oh,
or
no.
3 more come in. What would you like to do?
Alright, so more of them are coming in, but they're pretty weak. How many have just come into the
4 more, I would say at a quick glance, there's 7 in the room.
And priest won't respond to us when we ask him questions because he's so focused on what he's doing.
You can ask him a question, yeah.
What are these things?
His reply is disjointed. The first thing he says is, they're mine. And then he says, they're mine.
His inner demons.
That's good. If that's not what it is, that's what it should have been, Cory.
Yeah, you're a bad storyteller, Cory.
Oh my God.
And I'm a great one. Can I be Dungeon Master now? It's my turn.
Everyone who's a player has the dream of being the DM.
How many of them are there?
He smiles when he answers you the first time and looks at you. They never stop. And then he frowns and looks at you and says, they never stop.
If they're his, if we kill him, will they go away?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to tell you that. That is something you'd find out afterwards.
Fine. Look, I've just discovered I'm a horrible human being, so I'm not going to kill the priest.
A sentence you didn't think you'd be saying at the start of the day.
Fine, I won't kill the priest.
Fine. I'm going to throw fire at the ghouls.
Launch. How did you go?
4 + 5 is 9.
Your shot goes flying straight over the shoulder of one of the flying souls and smashes into the side, almost smashes into the big stained glass windows, but smashes into the side of the sandstone and dissipates quickly. Freya, well, you can still move around if you want.
I'm gonna. Am I close enough to the priest to reach for that gem?
It's embedded in the armor, so it's not going to just pop out when you grab it.
I don't have anything sharp, do I?
Give it a shot. You want to pry it out or?
Yeah, but I don't have anything on me to pry it out with.
I do.
I'm gonna. My last move is to send a telepathic message to Freya over there, and just be like, "If you get a chance, I want that gem. Get it out of his chest."
On it.
Bitch loves gems. She loves them.
And I start running across the room. Maybe? Yeah, I can do that. And then I do like a little...
If that's the most complex part of this move. Woo.
I do a little somersault roundy.
Freya, do a flip.
Yep, I flip, and as I get up from one knee, I just get my sword of deception and pop the little gem out, and then run out the door. Bye.
Let's first of all see if you can manage to do that. So give me a d20. It's a pretty big move you're going for here.
Is it?
It's a fucking 20.
Yes!
What?
My God.
We have the weirdest dice. I mean, I'm sure if you calculated everything we've rolled over time, it works out. But sometimes you guys make life difficult.
Wow.
The gem comes flying out. In fact, it flicks out and goes flying through the air.
But I do land on my feet.
But just to be clear,
I think when you do it for you guys, whenever you guys do a 20, you always land for a superhero landing, even if it's completely unnecessary in the situation.
Cool. Is it coming towards me? Can I gust it back to her?
It's flying through the middle of the pews.
Okay. I forgot we're in a church.
The gem hits the ground and shatters. Mostly because it was already a little bit broken before.
Yeah. Okay. I was listening.
Behind you, the priest lets out a huge groan. He falls to the floor, and the first thing he says is, "Thank you." And then when he stands up and he starts walking over to the stained glass panels, you see another one of the souls come out of the gem. Looks exactly like the others. It swirls around and it looks more aggressive, more angry than the others, but it goes straight towards the priest again, straight through him and into the portal. The priest doesn't look too worried about that.
She's not still readied?
No, you've already had an attack from the other one. You don't get to keep
readying. Yeah, that's fair.
Good question. The priest centers himself and whispers, "Who held me back so long?" And he lifts his mace and charges towards one of the stained glass windows, smashes it. And the light that was bearing through it before fades, and now you can see it's dark outside.
To see the light so tainted, this must end.
I'm going to do what he says. He doesn't seem that bad now.
They're not hard to break. They're glass. You just have to hit them, so it's pretty much just walk over and
I
pick
feel like
one.
it'd be kind of cute if I did like a little like a
And then you smash straight through it. Morrigan, would you like to smash a window?
Smash that.
And Freya, I'm assuming you're going to smash the other window now.
Yes, please.
3 other windows get shattered, and the last of the souls are trying to figure out how to get past you all and into that portal, but the portal fades and the souls are lost. They just start floating towards the ceiling and out of the roof.
Imagine if they couldn't get through like the ceiling, then we just kind of like
flies that can't get back out of the room.
Like helium balloons that were dropped by a child.
And it's like on the side. It's
The priest turns around with a huge smile on his face.
Thank you so much. I cannot tell you how long I've been held by that tainted soul.
What do we get in return now?
Yeah, why'd you drug us? What was that about, weirdo?
Well, that was not me.
What are those things? You said that they're yours, but clearly that was someone else speaking. What are they?
Those are lost souls that have been fooled into giving themselves to the old darkness.
So are we talking some kind of sacrificial religious belief?
It is the oath of submission, a dark bond that ties a living soul to the needs of the afterworld. Dozens, sometimes hundreds every day. I did what I could each night to stop them. But he wanted them to go through.
Why do they want to go through this portal? What's so good about it?
I believe they are being fooled by offers that are not met, by promises not kept.
Where do the souls come from?
From any group of people who can be easily forgotten or easily destroyed.
They're going through the portal to the mountain?
I am not sure where they go. The soul within held many secrets, but I did see a repository of the lost, a collection of spirits, in a seemingly endless chamber locked behind a door of great magic.
Right. Did you sacrifice everyone else in the town?
He took all of them. So many. Just to feed the earth. This was my church, but it was warped by the gullibility of a foolish acolyte and the obsessions of a dark magician. The acolyte gave his soul to the gemstone at his bequest.
Everybody stop. Remember I said I had those weird memories?
Yeah.
So remember when we were dying, kinda? When the priest drugged us?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, totally fine. You had a lot going on. Yeah, so like this spirit radar came up and I could select one.
Yep.
Yeah, I think actually, Freya, you must have had it too.
I did have it too.
Was this creepy guy there? Then I remember that mountain thing, and he was all like, "I'll feed you souls." And I don't know. This seems to link to me. Seems to link.
Definitely. So he's the one that's coercing all these souls to go to the mountain, and the mother is his mountain.
So close.
Mama Mountain.
The mountain is his mother.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the other way around.
It's a song, Mountain Mama, West Virginia. Is that it?
Sorry.
Yes, this entire D&D campaign has been built around John Denver songs.
Take me home.
I thought you said that when you were sleeping you had memories. I didn't know you talked to someone.
Clearly I glossed over that because you
And you spoke to someone?
Freya were really stabby, but
Freya? Oh, I did, yeah. The lady that... Not lady. That's a nice name. The bitch.
That's it.
The bitch that pushed me off my castle. My
Fortress.
kingdom. Fortress.
Yeah, out of your kingdom, yeah.
And away from my family.
How did you speak to them? Does that mean you share a tattoo with these people?
Correct.
And you share a tattoo with the soul feeder?
That is quite concerning.
Well, I
says the
did
priest.
I mean, whoa, I didn't put that together.
And this is why we let you hang out with this evil Morrigan, because you are still very smart.
That is something we must remedy quickly.
How do we change our tattoos?
You need to find a magician, a good one.
Oh, come
on. At the circus!
A circus, perhaps, but usually a lighthouse. Most cities would have a few.
Would you be able to tell us how far away the nearest lighthouse is?
The nearest town is a day's walk. Caroldrill's Rise, although very few still call it that. There's a lighthouse, on the outskirts of town.
Okay, day's walk. And then, do you happen to know where the circus is?
Well, there was once a traveling circus, but it would not likely come here. What makes you ask of it?
There was a poster on your notice board for...
I rarely notice the board. New posts appear all too commonly. No one comes here for that. It updates, magically.
That's cool. Wow.
Sorry, that's really cool.
But why are the posters ripped then?
They may appear, but nothing takes them away.
In the meantime, I'm going to grab my sword and say, are you awake yet?
Oh, yeah.
Why did you try and stab Morrigan?
So cute.
And it says to me...
The sword strangely remains silent again. It's just behaving like a
It
sword.
has feelings too, you know.
It does, but it's not as concerned about yours or theirs. It's just...
Okay.
It lives its best life.
All right.
The priest starts looking around at the floor, and when he sees even the smallest piece of the gem, the one from his chest plate, he stomps on it and stamps them into fine fragments.
I'm going to ask the priest if the gems that... Oh, should we admit that we have the gems? We have these. What should we do with
There
them
is
all?
no way you're holding on to my gems.
She has one of them, I think. If I'm not wrong, you still have one of them. We never
All
really
right.
changed that.
I'll do this really inconspicuously. So if I was to have a gem, why would I have it and what would I do with it and what could it make me do?
Strange question. These are soul stones. They are rare, but they are used to store souls. The crack in mine allowed the soul to escape. It nearly controlled me. Of course, as you discovered, smashing them releases the soul.
Is it only one soul per gem?
It is wiser to only have one soul per gem. They can be overcrowded, and that... Wait a minute.
And he points at Freya. You are full of souls.
Hey?
2, perhaps even a 3rd. What happened here? We need to remove them before they become dominant.
Whoa.
Of all the people that have souls, I would have been Kaa'Riin.
Yeah. Why am I full of souls?
Vinny.
Ah!
But yeah, he recognizes that you have souls inside you.
There is a weaker one, but I can't see much more than an aura or a glow. I know a man. He spent years finding a way to move souls. A priest near here. His church was much like this one, long ago. In the morning, I will take you to him. We should leave at dawn.
Hypothetically speaking, if we had gems, how would we discover if there were already souls in those gems?
Now that would be a question he will be able to answer. It will be good to see him again. May I ask you, you have some of these gems?
We had the gems.
Kaa'Riin couldn't even last a second.
Look, the thing is, from memory, it was like a voice that seemed like my mother, wasn't it, that told me to get the blue gem. So now I'm really worried that souls are in there, that my mum is in that gem.
Are they the things that are changing you into a bitch?
No, I have a feeling I became a bitch before that, and I might have imprisoned my family in those stones. Is what I'm thinking.
Because that was
at the moment.
changing the priest into like 2 people and taking over.
True. Very true.
Do you show him the gems?
She's got the other one.
I'll show him one.
Put it away, quickly. And he wraps it in a cloth. If these have souls inside, they are like a beacon to her. She can sense them. She'll be coming now. I'm sorry, there's no time to rest. She knows. We must leave immediately. Get your things. I've never seen her. He is always in control when she comes, but I know he feared her greatly.
Great. So we don't really have a lot of
where are
things.
we heading? We're heading to the town?
I've got my undies.
She's got all her undies.
I've got all your undies. I haven't taken my backpack off. I assume I still on me.
All right, let's go.
As you leave the church, there is a sudden bright light and an arcane noise. And as quickly as it begins, it ends.
Quickly, this way. Down through here,
says Father Denis. Give me a perception check. Everyone do that. Freya, you was
5 plus 1, I've got 6.
Kaa'Riin?
18 plus 1, 19.
Morrigan, 2.
Kaa'Riin, in the distance you see a bright light in the center of the town, and you catch something out of the corner of your eyes. It's a statue. It looks very much like the statue you saw in Bellison. It looks very much like the one of Morrigan. It looks like Morrigan's statue, except this time it's complete. The head has not been removed. Now, you can only see 3 statues from where you are. It looks like the light is quite blinding, if anything. And you
really
can see. But now you can see very similar portal that you've seen once before, but this one is active. Freya, you have seen one before. You've used one before.
Yeah, I can go through.
You can see as well there are many statues that have been broken down, so that's why there's only 3 that remain. Looks like a mirror. You look into the portal and you can see lights that seem to twist down through the mirror into the earth, and then they solidify and become rock again. In the center of the portal, you are shocked by what you see. Taking a deep breath and rolling his shoulders back as if to stretch, a beautifully dressed Morrigan steps forward and surveys the scene as though she is looking for something beyond the portal. Something in the shadows.
Hang on. So,
there's 2 Morrigans.
Us 3 are walking together, and then
the
we
priest.
see a Morrigan.
Coming out of the portal?
Coming out of the portal.
Is she a shapeshifter then, like Indy? Someone's got to be, because there ain't 2 Morrigans.
Did you guys drug me, or are you also seeing another me?
No, I'm seeing another you.
She's hot.
Maybe this is why my sword hates her.
Oh, see how your sword feels about that one?
Oh my god.
You aren't Morrigan.
No, there's some other bitch in my kingdom. I'm not the bad one, I swear.
I don't trust her.
Are we able to sneak forward without being seen so we can see more?
Yeah, we have a skill called Stealth.
Stealth, cool. Can I use Stealth to get closer and see if I can get any more? Maybe hear what she's saying or doing?
You do have someone in your party that is an expert in stealth.
We do.
Hello. Enter Freya.
Hey, homegirl, you reckon you can get close enough to figure something out?
I'm iffy on you.
I've been with you this entire time.
I know, but I don't know who you are now.
I don't know who you are.
And my sword, like, if you... Oh, maybe it thinks it's you and it's a mistake.
That's what I'm
Are
saying.
you holding the sword?
Yeah.
It suddenly vibrates and almost, again, seems like it's lurching towards the portal now.
Ask it, ask it, ask it.
Is that the wrong Morrigan? Is that an imposter? Answer me!
It says,
Oh, I see what's happened here. Sorry about that. Could happen to anyone. Now let's rock.
All right, I'm going towards the portal. We're on a fight, girls. Let's go.
Let's go, girls.
are you going stealthily first?
Oh, yeah, of course I am. Just one moment, please. Oh, +6. I got this. Watch it. 14. Another 20.
All right, you are able to get a little bit closer. The other Morrigan moves to the side of the mirror and she goes near her own statue. The statue is quite an interesting one because it's permanently got liquid pouring out of a cup that she's holding. She looks quite regal in the clothes she's got, but she's holding a cup to the side and water is always pouring out of it. She dips her finger in to taste it and says, "Oh, what poor quality this is. Well, whatever is best for the peasants. Hurry up, Captain, I'm talking to myself again." And then the shrine lights up again, and another person appears, a large man in heavy silver armor, and he lands in a heap. And he vomits almost immediately. She says, "Oh, get up, Lieutenant." And he says, "It's Captain, my queen. And you'd be well aware of the dangers of portal travel for those who don't have a totem." And he coughs again as if clearing his throat. He looks quite ill from it, but he rises. "Yes, yes," she says. "Now, let's find my gems."
Oh my god! I'm the spoiled little child that she was referring to. She wasn't speaking in third person, and it's not me. I'm the spoiled little child, the spoiled little girl that the royal family raised, and she's taken my place. I'm queen now. And it was someone in power that put my poster up for treason.
Why'd she put herself up for treason?
Maybe we didn't get to the details at the bottom of it. Maybe I'm being accused of being
an imposter.
Yeah.
She's probably not that worried that someone's going to grab her.
Yeah, no, she's got security. Yeah, we're not fighting this bitch.
Why not?
She's after the gems. We've got the gems. We have no idea what we're up against, whether or not she has my powers or whether she's stronger.
Yeah, let's go just do something else.
Just before you do that, everyone roll me another stealth check, because she's stepping forward to look for you.
11.
11 plus 1.
No! 6 plus 1 is 7. I'm very stealthy.
Morrigan, your hand slips in the snow, and that's when you realise you are now leaning against the notice board from before, and your hand has come to rest on one of the posters, which roars into life.
Ladies and gentlemen, come one, come all to the Cirque du Soleil.
Other Morrigan's head turns straight towards you and her eyes narrow.
Father Robert suddenly stands up and walks out of a shadow.
"Oh, no, that was just me.
She looks at him quizzically, almost a wry smile on her face. Looking down at his breastplate, she notices the gem is missing and says, "Well, Father, it would appear you've served your purpose." She sighs and raises a finger towards him and says, "Die." And Father Robert obeys. And that's where we leave our story.
Holy shit.
Don't worry about them. I'm sure they'll be fine.
That's why I didn't want to fight
It's just a sudden ending. It happens all the time. So maybe there's danger or just a clever line. But don't worry about them. I'm sure they'll be fine. Right?